Welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel is all about being creative. Now, in my last video I did a miniature office desk, and I already said that I had to make it smaller. So in this video we're going to start trying to make it smaller. Wish me luck, because I think I'm going to need it. I found it a little bit tricky doing the bigger one, so going to an even smaller scale is going to be even more fun, but nothing like a good challenge. So I do hope you end up enjoying this video. I won't be talking through it, I will just make it and take you through the process. Okay, I'll see you at the end. Okay, so this one was a big challenge, mainly because of my printer. I've got one of those EcoTank printers, and normally when I print on my vinyl sheets, I don't have an issue. It usually dries pretty quickly, and the prints are generally perfect. However, this time around, I wasted an entire day trying to print out my prints. Now, I'm not sure whether you can see it, but the ink was actually running everywhere, so I couldn't use it. I wanted it perfect. At the end, I ended up seeing somebody in the complex, and he had a cheap inkjet printer, so I couldn't print it out in high quality, and that frustrated me even more. Hence why in the video you saw me putting the top sheet just straight on, and that's where hopefully you guys have seen with your own two eyes what happens if you don't do it the way I showed you originally when we did the bigger desk, and I showed you how to actually put that top sheet on to make it Mickey Mouse. However, it was one of those days I was really frustrated. My patience were running out. It was not exactly a cool day either, so I just slapped it on, and it is what it is. And as my husband says, don't worry about it, you know, it's just for display purposes, like on what our goal is. And I'm sort of like, yeah, but it also represents what I'm capable of doing, and that's not perfection, so I'm not happy with it, but I'm not going to redo it either. So now these two bits here that I haven't done anything with, the reason I haven't done anything with it is because these two will be glued onto the actual wall, okay? Because basically the way it's going to be is like this, okay? In other words, nobody can get into the office. Kind of makes sense to me. Nobody should get in the office except for staff. So, but yeah, but I've done these so they are ready to go. So that's one thing out of the way. And by the way, remember when I first started using my UV lamp and it was flashing? My husband ended up saying to me, he goes, could this be the problem? Because he knows some of these, they kind of do the pulsing side of things. So I grabbed my my power board that's actually got the USB section in it, and I plugged it in there, and I'll be damned, it stopped flashing and it was actually working properly. So if you end up having an issue like that, you know where the problem is now. Because I actually started thinking, oh, there must be something wrong with it, and no, it was the plug that I was using. So I sort of went, okay, all good. Now what I'm going to do, I will finish this video off for today, and I'm going to take my SD card out. I will edit all the videos that are on it because I've got a whole pile of them on there, and after that I'll I'm going to tidy up on the desk here so that I've got a little bit more wiggle room. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and you've seen my struggles. I've had several, and hopefully, you know, you've learned something from it, and it's inspired you to, you know, do something really creative. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification so you get notified of any more videos that are coming up. Also, be sure to give us a thumbs up, because that will really help our channel out to get it out further. So until the next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.